Justin Trudeau finally releases his economic and fiscal policies. I'm Brian Lilley with TheRebel.media. We knew he had to put out a fiscal plan at some point. I just wasn't expecting it to be A, so light, and B, so focused on spending more of your money, because that's what Trudeau's plan comes down to. It's not much of a plan. He's released 3 points, along with a cute little interview he did with his chief economic advisor, Chrystia Freeland, his star candidate from downtown Toronto. And his plan involves taking away a tax cut and spending more money, increasing the tax burden on you, the average Canadian. Let's break down some of this point by point. We'll start with the cute little interview that he did with Freeland. Trudeau's touching on something that Canadians are actually worried about, and that is that their kids might not do as well as they are.
For the first time in a long time, if perhaps ever, the premise that this country was built on, the very promise of this country, that you work hard, you create opportunities for the next generation, is breaking down. People are now worried that our kids aren't going to have the same kind of opportunities, quality of life, and that's something that governments have to address.
But see, here's the thing, Mr. Trudeau. Reality would tell you that maybe Canadians aren't feeling like they're getting ahead as well as their parents did or their grandparents did, because Canadians now spend more on taxes than their parents or grandparents. Compared to the 1960s, this is something that the Fraser Institute has documented year after year. The average Canadian now spends more on taxes than they do on food, clothing, and housing combined. And that's not the way it was in the 1960s, before Liberals ushered in the era of the welfare state. So what does Trudeau plan to do about this? Well, he says he's going to fix it by starting with, get this, canceling a tax break. That's right. His number one point: cancel Mr. Harper's unfair income-splitting scheme for the wealthy and invest in strengthening Canada's middle class. The idea that this is going to help the wealthy is something put forward by the left, because they look at total dollars and they say, well, someone making $100,000 is going to benefit more than someone making $50,000. That's right. But guess what? Someone making $100,000 is going to get a bigger tax break because they pay more in taxes. It's just simply it's as simple as that. Trudeau doesn't like that, though. Here's another idea. The federal government, when they're determining whether you get a benefit from them, it determines it based on family income. You want the child benefits or tax breaks, it's determined by family income. Why not determine income tax by family income as well? Well, Trudeau doesn't like that, and neither does Freeland. She thinks that allowing income splitting will discourage women from entering the workforce, and that, as she pointed out in a debate in the House of Commons not long ago, that'll mean less taxes.
The effect of income splitting is to discourage married women from entering the workforce. As a working married mother myself, I think that is something that our economic policy shouldn't be ideologically slanted towards.
See, for the Liberals, it's always about more taxes. Why? Because that's point 2 of their economic plan. They want to spend more of your money. Ensure smart, sustainable investment in Canada's infrastructure to create jobs, increase productivity, attract investment, and improve our quality of life. Every time the government says invest, that means spend. They want to spend more money. We're already spending billions on infrastructure, and let's face it, the provinces and municipalities can spend more as well. But Trudeau, being a centralist, progressive, everything has to be controlled from Ottawa type Liberal, he wants the money to always come from Ottawa. So that means he's going to keep more of your money so he can spend more of your money. Never be fooled by the word invest. It just means more government spending. And then finally, he wants to increase your payroll taxes. How's that? Well, he's promising to do something about pensions. Work closely with the provinces to enhance the Canada Pension Plan to ensure retirement security for all Canadians. Look, everyone wants a good retirement, but government taking money off your paycheck for your pension means you have less money. Bear with me for a moment. If you actually invested that money yourself and then, God forbid, something would happen to you, your family would be the beneficiaries of that money. If the government takes it, guess what? They keep the money when you die. You could die a year or two after retirement. The government's going to keep most of the money that you paid into the system for all those years. And your family, well, they're going to get bupkis, or maybe just a little bit compared to what they should be getting. If you invested the money, you'd get it all. But that's not really the point for the Liberals. The point for the Liberals is income redistribution. Chrystia Freeland wrote in an American magazine, Politico, just last year actually, about the fact that there needs to be more income redistribution. That's what she wants to see. Here's the quote. Just as the mood music for the age of stagflation was written on the right, the most natural answer to the problems of secular stagnation and rising income inequality come from the left. If too much government was deemed the problem of the earlier era of stagflation, it's easier to argue today that the problem is too little of it. Too little stimulus, too little oversight, too little redistribution. The Liberals are on this kick that the average Canadian is getting poorer while the rich are getting richer. That's not borne out by the facts, and they just want to do redistribution because they're socialists and they believe in it. Let me give you some facts, and this is from HRSDC. This is a government department that is known to lean to the left regardless of who's in power. In 1976, the average after-tax family income for the bottom 20% was $12,000. The middle 60% was $30,567, and the top 20% had an average family income of $62,400. In 2011, the bottom 20% had an average of $16,000, or a 33% increase. The middle had a $39,833 average income, or just over a 30% increase, while the top had an average family income of $87,100, or an increase of 39.5%. That's all adjusted for inflation, 2011 dollars. So those are real increases, and it's spread across the board. Let me talk about family net worth. The median net worth of Canadian family units was $243,800 in 2012, up 44.5% from 2005 and almost 80% from the median 1999 of $137,000 adjusted for inflation. Look, we can all feel like we're struggling. I get that. I recently lost a very good paying job, but the answer isn't to have government take more of our money and spend it for us. The answer is for government to get out of the way, to free up our own money to spend as we want for our families, or to invest in starting a business, being entrepreneurial. That's not the Liberal way. At least it's not the Liberal way anymore. When Justin Trudeau says he wants to help the middle class, what he means is he wants to help you by reaching into your pocket to spend your money for you. And I don't trust that trust fund baby to do it better than I could.